All right, let's move on to Biden. This is one of the most insane things that I've seen with Biden yet. So Biden, at a recent event at the White House, began calling out for a former Republican Congresswoman who recently died last month in August. So it appears very clear from this video, he believed that she was alive and in the audience. I want to set it up clear that way so that you have the context as we listen to it, and then the subsequent White House defense. Let's take a listen.
And so many of you know so much about this as well, and you're committed. And I want to thank all of you here for including bipartisan elected officials like Representative Governor, Senator Braun, Senator Booker, Representative Jackie. Are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here.
Oh, God.
I would melt into
that's
the floor.
Genuinely, like, just so cringeworthy. And again, to be 100% clear, he was referring to that deceased Democratic congressman. Now, frankly, you know, look, it could be an old man moment, probably likely. Could also just be Biden saying insane stuff, you know, the listen fat, like, I think you pointed out, like, telling a guy in a wheelchair to stand up.
Yeah.
These are things, like, he has a long history of saying insane stuff. Calling out.
She was actually a Republican member.
Yeah, I know.
He's trying to say, like, oh, bipartisan,
right.
Yeah.
So he's trying to reference bipartisanship by pointing to a congresswoman who is literally dead and died a month ago in a car accident. Now, it should just have ended there. But the press, for some reason, I don't know really why, decided to actually follow up on this at the press conference. And like, hey, like, what was going on here? Like, was he referring to a deceased congresswoman as alive? Like, did he know that she was alive? And the White House refuses to admit that is what happened. They're trying to literally rewrite reality that you saw just then, right before your eyes. Let's take a listen.
Good, Steve.
I'm sorry to have to do this, but I'm compelled to ask you to go one more time back to the question about Congresswoman Walorski.
I'm not sure why. Why one more time?
Frankly, honestly, I think the memory of the Congresswoman and history requires some clarity here. Can you explain where the mistake was made? Was the president confused? Was something written in the teleprompter that he didn't recognize? Can you just help us understand what happened?
I mean, you're jumping to a lot of conclusions. No, but you're. But
find out what happened here.
No, I hear you, Stephen. I'm answering the question. That you're jumping to a lot of conclusions. I just answered the question. If that had been the case, I would have stated that, right? I would clearly have stated what you just laid out. What I had said is that she was on top of mind, and that he is going to see her family in just 2 days' time.
So she was on, like,
Top of mind.
So if she was on top of mind, and then you're using that association to say that he thought she was alive, that's not the defense that you think it is. To me, it's just, why can't they just, like you said in the beginning of the show, take the L? Yeah, he's top of mind. He made a mistake. The president apologized to the family and the bereaved members, and he'll be seeing them in 2 days.
Yeah.
Next question.
I mean, I don't envy her in this position because she's clearly been put in a horrendous position here. She's not the one that comes up with the talking points.
I think Biden told her, he's like, I didn't say anything wrong. And he's like, and you better not admit to that at the podium. I bet you that's what he said.
I don't know what he told her, but this is not it. This is not the way to handle this. There's just, it would be so much less of a story. Ultimately, it would die so much more quickly if they just said, he's still processing it.
It's not complicated. And they keep digging themselves into these holes over and over again. The president didn't mean what he said. The president misspoke. The White House says the policy has not changed. Just admit it. And I don't know. I mean, in my experience, as I said before, in general, when they are acting like complete buffoons up there, it is that direction of the president. I think Biden.
Kyle and I were debating, do you think that you could say this is because of old age? Because in some ways, yes, but in other ways, I'm like, I also could imagine him doing this at like
How about a
40.
mixture of both? Does that make sense? Yeah, an ornery comment combined, an ornery refusal to admit that you're way too old to be doing what you're doing, on top of a disregard for social norms is like, isn't that what they say about old age? Just like turns you even to more of who you are, but crankier? Like it kind of removes like the veneers of sociability. In my experience with old people,
don't have the patience anymore.
You kind of makes sense.
Zero Fs anymore. That's kind of the deal.
That's what I think it is.
Cable news is ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false. But the good news is they are failing and they know it.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history. We are building up here for the midterms, for the upcoming presidential election, but we need your help. So if you can help us out by becoming a premium member today at breakingpoints.com, we're trying to change America for the better and the entire world.
So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to breakingpoints.com and sign up and help us build a new mainstream.